You're all I need. DJ Roland, you like my beehive on my head?
It actually looks really cool.
Thank you, Derek.
I can't do anything with my hair, so I'm so jealous of anybody who can.
Everyone, welcome to the Beat Break Morning Show, the Beat Break Podcast. Let me clear my throat. Sean Garvey, the architect here in the building, along with DJ Roland. Good morning, DJ Roland.
Good morning.
Another beautiful morning.
As always.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling great. Great.
You're always in a great mood. Even when you have an attitude, you are still in a great mood.
Turn negative into positive, as always.
Absolutely. You got to have that spirit.
That's right.
Yeah, man. Also, we got Star Kells in the building. Good morning.
Beautiful. This morning, guess what I ate for breakfast?
It is something other than oatmeal, because you told us your oatmeal stories last week. So it's got to be, let me guess, French toast or pancakes. What are we doing this morning? Pickles?
Yeah.
You had some pickles in your mouth?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Wait a minute. A pickle, pickles with an S, or dill?
Oh yeah, pickles? I had pickles.
Okay.
Were they cut pickles or the whole?
They were nice, whole, juicy pickles.
Wow.
They were good too.
No demonstrations this morning. We don't need no demonstrations though.
Hey, I don't mind. I definitely don't mind, because we're both audio and video. So I definitely don't mind seeing a demonstration this morning.
Okay.
I mean, we can wait. We can wait. We got about the entire show this morning, so we can wait.
Somebody can give me some more pickles then.
Wait, you don't have any pickles in your refrigerator this morning as we speak?
No?
You guys started without us. Okay, I see what you're doing this morning. All right.
I could have Amazon some pickles over there, and everything, so you can have a little extra for the morning show.
I know, right? That part.
And you need any bananas, any grapes, cherries?
Yes, all of those.
All of those. All right.
Yeah.
Great food does a body good.
So do grape nuts.
I can't. But yeah, I'm good though. Thank you for asking.
All right.
Hey, Power Pack show for you as always, ladies and gentlemen, right here on the Beat Break Morning Show and the Beat Break Podcast. We got a special guest. I gotta stop saying I gotta make this a non-habit of mine, because I keep saying special guests. I like to consider them as citizens of the Beat Break Morning Show universe and guest co-hosts of the Beat Break Morning Show. But we have a good friend of mine on the morning show here. Derek Z is on the live line with us. He is our guest co-host. Good morning, Derek Z.
Morning.
Good morning.
I didn't get to sleep in this morning.
Well, because you're here with us.
Right.
Yeah. Did you have any breakfast?
That's fine. I can do that. That's cool. I can do that. I'm okay with that. I'll just get to bed early tonight. Because I'm old.
You don't look old.
I know. I'm 46. I know. I don't look it at all.
Same age as me.
I know. I play 17-year-olds all the time. It's insane. But I cheat. I have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, and it's a series of collagen disorders. So you can be on one end where the collagen makes you look like you're 20 years old, but you look 80. And there's the other end for me where you're 70, but you look 40.
Crazy.
Before you yeah, before you wish you had it, it comes with extreme amount of pain. So, you know, at least I have that upside, you know, the looking young, I mean.
I mean, dang though.
That made me think of the movie, the Benjamin Button movie.
Right.
The Curious Case of Benjamin Button.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes me think of that movie, because that actually is real life. Like, there are people who have that type of condition, that type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, because it's like progeria, I think, where they get old really quickly. But you're talking about the reverse thing. But yeah, it's for me, I've just always looked young. But like I said, some people with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, their collagen holds the wrinkles more. Whereas for me, my collagen just has. I always say it's just the right kind of springiness, that it just doesn't hold the wrinkles very well. So I just don't have wrinkles.
Well, you look good.
I know.
That is that. I know. Confidence. I love it. Well, thank you for coming on the Beat Break Morning Show. We have you on the morning show for a reason, but we'll get into that in just a little bit later. But coming up in the meantime, between time, ladies and gentlemen, got your fake news and not fake news. And Star Kel's got the trend report coming up in just a few moments. And the world of sports by our very own DJ Rollum, in which he got the caffeine and energy drink mix coming up a little bit later on in the program. And we got some more stuff coming up right here on the Beat Break Morning Show. Make sure you follow us on social media at Beat Break Radio. How was everybody's week, though? How was everybody's weekend? Did anybody get turned up over the weekend?
I got my driver's license.
Hey!
I stopped driving in 2007 because I was on Medicaid. I'm an insomniac, so it wasn't really safe for me to be on the road. I'll be perfectly honest. I wouldn't sleep for 2-3 days at a time. So my driver's license expired, and I was like, you know what? Probably not a good idea to be driving. So I just got it back now, this last week. So.
Congrats.
And my name and gender markers have just been changed to the new name and the new gender.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Double congrats.
I'm a non-binary trans man, so or non-binary trans mask. So yeah, I moved from the female marker to the male marker now, and then my old birth name is now gone.
Wow. Oh, so you have to literally go through a process for that.
Oh my God, it was such a nightmare. Because I have so many doctors, oh my God, I will never change my name again. My sister kept her married name simply because of the mess of having to change your name. It's just it's a mess.
There's a lot of channels you got to go through.
Yeah, well, it's just so many people you have to change it with. Yeah. But anyway, it's all done.
Yeah, I thought about changing my name once, because so many people kept messing up my first name, Sean. Because it's 3 different ways you can spell out Sean. Mine is spelled according to the birth certificate, it's S-E-A-N. But people tend to spell my first name S-H-A-W-N or S-H-A-U-N.
The white way.
That irritates the hell out of me.
They do that with my son.
Yeah.
See, Roland feels my pain.
Yes.
Yeah.
He feels my pain.
Mine's D-E-R-E-K, and everybody wants to spell it like an oil derrick because I'm down here in Texas.
Yeah.
That surprised me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're going to get that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, actually, sometimes people call, because DJ Roland, his first name is David, but sometimes people call him Dave.
I mean, I'm used to that.
That makes sense.
I mean, for a while, to be honest with you, this is what I was doing before actual DJ Roland was born in 2000. In the mid 90s, I put emphasis on the D. My name is Dave. So I always put emphasis on the D. and my ex-girlfriend still calls me that way. So, and that's what she used to call me while we were together. So that's all she knows, but I'm just saying that's what she always did. And I put emphasis on that. So with that being said, I okay, because David sounds so boring. So I'm like, I want to make it sound exciting.
Spice it up.
Dave.
Why not just say? Why just say Captain David? Add Captain to David.
No, because they
just
want
for the women, just for the ladies, just for the ladies, just for the ladies. Bro.
No, because they want to call me Super Dave, and I had to put that to rest. I'm like, no, I am not Super Dave. I am not that character and whatnot. And no, I don't do anything of those characters. So I like, no. And I said, and DJ Dave came out, and I like, it's not catchy. And it's not catchy. It wasn't catchy. So in the year 2000, DJ Rollum was born.
Wow. Love it though.
Super Dave Dave. Whoa.
Yeah.
Super Dave Dave. Oh. No.
Where's the Grand Canyon?
That was the old days.
That was the old days.
That was the old days back in the day.
Yeah, old days back in the day, right?
Yeah. How was your week, Star?
My week actually was pretty good. So I'm gonna be traveling out of town for a bit to DC. So I've been getting ready for that trip because it's gonna be a little cold there. And I went on a kind of outing, and I think I recognized it to be a date after I got there.
Well,
so that was kind of interesting.
Could this be labeled as a accidental date?
Yes.
So, ladies and gentlemen, there is such thing as an accidental date.
Damn, I think almost all my outings are accidental dates. If you get,
I don't even want to get into accidental stuff because I've done a lot of. If you go and say accidental dates, I've done some accidental stuff that don't need to get into. So clearly, get into.
Well, I like everybody, so like I don't have any preference between male, female, non-binary, anything. So I mean, like you could literally label all of my outings as accidental dates.
Wow, lit. You need to come on a singles trip.
Right.
Oh. I don't know if Derek will be ready for that singles trip though.
You
probably have to tell him. You're probably gonna have to tell him what all is involved in the singles trip.
Yeah.
Everything that he
said.
Okay.
I'm still down for the trip though. DJ Rollum is it?
We know
because of my lovely situation. Because I don't want to say current like it's boring or my dull. It's my lovely situation.
I love it. I love that. I'm gonna steal that from you.
Lovely situation.
He's talking about Derek. He's talking about the countdown to him getting married.
Congrats.
Thank you.
That is awesome.
Yes. 4:30 can't come anytime sooner.
I hear you. I'm moving to Austin in January, and that can't get here fast enough because I'm living with my parents at the moment. And oh my God, I cannot get out of here fast enough.
Got you.
Yeah.
Yes, Dad, I am grown. I am simply trying to do a transition. I am not trying to be treated like a child.
Oh gosh, I get that so much. Like, because I'm insomniac, and this morning I wake because I've had 2 bad nights because I didn't have my medications for one thing, so I've been up almost for 2 nights now. Ooh. And I got it now, so I'll get to sleep tonight. Okay. She gets in this morning and she's like going, "What are you gonna do? You haven't had any sleep or anything like that because you're playing on your phone." I'm going like, "Do you not understand how insomnia works?" My phone could be. I mean, the only reason I'm on my phone is because I've tried everything else. At this point, I have tried everything.
I spoke to a female.
You caught me when I gave up. That's what happened.
I spoke to a female about that.
I tried.
Oh, that's funny though.
Oh man. Let's get into some fake news and not fake news right here on the Beat Break Morning Show, the Beat Break Podcast. Make sure you follow us on all your social media at Beat Break Radio, Facebook, Twitter, and on Instagram. Time now for some fake news or not fake news. That is the question. I love having to be the host and the producer for this show, man, because you get to do everything all at one time and F-ish up at the same time. How about that?
Man, it's like when I DJ, when I make a mix and stuff, and I know I catch a mistake. I like, did they really hear it? And then I like kind of try to play it off.
All right. This is the Beat Break Morning Show, fake news and not fake news, ladies and gentlemen. And if you are new to the show, fake news and not fake news is the part of the show in which I read off some stories, and you will let me know, you decide whether this story is fake or not. Okay, so let's start off with this particular story here. Kellogg faces $5 million lawsuit for not having enough strawberries in its Pop-Tarts. Fake news or not fake news?
Not fake news.
Star says not fake news.
I'm gonna go with not fake news too.
Not fake news. Okay.
I say it's fake.
DJ Rowland said it's fake. I'm going to repeat it one more time. Kellogg faces $5 million lawsuit for not having enough strawberries in its Pop-Tarts. I'm starting to think this is fake too.
Yeah.
There's so many lawsuits that people do stuff like, your coffee's too hot, I'm gonna sue you. Wouldn't be surprised.
It's like cancel culture.
Yeah.
Well, believe it or not,
That's
this
something
story is not fake. It is true. Yep.
These people
Yep.
complain about everything.
I thought it might be more.
Yeah.
That might be more money.
All right, so Kellogg strawberry flavored Pop-Tarts need more strawberries, according to a lawsuit filed against the company back in August of this year. So, a class action lawsuit.
Agree.
You agree? Wait, let me ask,
Yeah.
wait, do you even eat Pop-Tarts?
The reason why I don't eat them is because they have all that jelly and fake strawberries in it. Now, if they had some real strawberries, and I eat it.
Well, hey, you probably may need to get the store brand in. They might have the real strawberries that you're talking about inside their, what they consider as their Pop-Tarts.
They don't.
I'm pretty sure they don't, because it's cheaper.
They don't.
They're cutting costs somewhere.
But they could be fooling us. They could be fooling us. See, I'm somewhat of a conspiracy theorist, so they might be fooling us. Like, the real strawberries are in the store brand products, and the fake stuff are in the name brand products.
But it's not.
I'm just thinking like a conspiracy theorist. They're trying to throw people off.
Go look at the ingredient list. I guarantee that.
Theory, but it's not true.
Yeah, I
that's the
guarantee the
truth,
ingredient list does not have strawberries in it.
man, if that's the truth, I want my money back from years ago.
So in reality, the company's frosted strawberry toaster pastries contain 2% or less of dried strawberries, dried pears, dried apples, and red 40, according to its nutrition label.
Why is there pears?
Which a lot of people don't read the label.
Pop-Tart
What was that?
And
Why is
I
there
read the
pears
label all the time.
in a strawberry Pop-Tart?
I don't know,
It's a
man.
strawberry Pop-Tart. I don't understand why there'd be pears in there, unless they're hiding the pears for the, like I hide spinach in my tomato sauce I make.
I mean, I wouldn't know, because I remember having those strawberry Pop-Tarts back in the day. I don't eat Pop-Tarts anymore like I used to, but I remember, and it tastes, I can tell, I taste the strawberry. I did not know that there was dried apple. Huh?
It ain't the same now.
Right.
Now I know.
Yeah, I was always a toaster strudel kind of guy.
Oh,
Oh,
matter of
yes.
fact,
Yes.
oh, what? You know what?
I wasn't a big Pop-Tart fan.
Wait a minute. I got something for you all. Before we go into the next story. DJ Roland, what do you got to add to this story? Really quick.
Really quick. All right, this is what I'm going to say on this. As a kid, I enjoyed my Pop-Tarts, but see, I don't know how some folks eat them though. I was taught that you put the Pop-Tarts in the toaster and get a little brown, extra brown, and then put butter on it.
Mm.
Yeah, that's what I was taught. And I was in Maryland at that time to do it like that.
Wow.
So,
okay. I used to live in Virginia. Okay, I can kind of see that.
yeah, so they did it. So he did it like that and whatnot. Now, as an adult, when I got them in the 90s and whatnot, we of course we ain't had no toasters around when you're in college, so we just ate them plain. I'm like, okay, but they weren't that sweet with the strawberry flavor or whatever. I'm like, they don't taste right. And then you try to be saving money and get the cheap one. They're like, these are horrible. So I'm like, man, I don't even know. And then last time I ate some was when my son was younger. And he like eat something. I'm like, it ain't the same. It ain't the same back in the 80s. I'm sorry. They're not the same. They changed the ingredient and increased the price. And I'm like,
yeah.
Okay.
My mom won't drink Pepsi or Diet Pepsi anymore because they changed something with the sweetener in it. She'll do it fountain wise. She loves it by the fountain, but she will not buy a bottled Diet Pepsi. It doesn't taste the same to her.
Wow.
Well, Coca-Cola used to have Coke in it, and they said they took the Coke out. I still believe the Coke is in there because people are addicted to that stuff like no other. Now that right there is conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
Oh, this is what I wanted to show the audience real quick for our viewers only. You mentioned the toaster strudel. Bang!
Yep. There you go.
Yeah. Now this one has strawberries in it.
Yeah, I can't do them anymore because I do keto, but yeah, I love the cinnamon ones.
Okay. I had that.
I know, it's making me hungry for them.
Now this is Pillsbury Doughboy, not Kellogg. Two different brands.
I didn't even know Pillsbury did those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pillsbury is big on those toaster strudels. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the toaster strudel. I'm sorry, I thought you meant it was a Pillsbury Pop-Tart that you had that you were pulling out.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, they're not doing that kind of collaboration. No.
That was the competition right there.
That would be a downgrade for Pillsbury.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you're
Pillsbury.
right.
Yeah, Pillsbury and Kellogg, they might as well just do a versus battle against each other. How about that?
Yeah.
And I have the Pillsbury Doughboy go on the stage with was it
the Keebler Elves?
The Keebler Elves or Tiger? From the
that's
Frosted.
Keebler for the elves, but yeah, Kellogg's was the tiger, isn't it?
Okay. I forgot.
Tony the Tiger.
Yeah.
Tony the Tiger going up against the Pillsbury Doughboy.
Oh man, that would be hilarious.
That's like the Ghostbusters against the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Right. Who's gonna laugh the biggest or laugh the funniest?
Great. Who got it? All right, on to the next. Fake news or not fake news. Speaking of sweets, no White House treats for Halloween this year.
No what?
Fake news or not fake news. No,
I think that's real.
White House treats. No White House treats for Halloween
it's
this
COVID.
year.
What is that though?
Okay, so I used to live in DC. You used to be able to go to we used to do like the little egg rolls, the egg hunts at the White House and things like that, and they would do like trick-or-treating things over there. You could go to the White House and trick-or-treat.
I say fake.
Oh,
I think
so
it's real because COVID.
White House.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. I say the reason why I say it's fake because we have two different presidents. I see why they didn't do it last year because of the previous president, and it was more, we were still
COVID.
6, 7, 8 months into the pandemic. Yeah,
I think because of
can
the
see that.
pandemic was still the reason why they are not doing it.
Right. I'm not disagreeing with you on that.
Yeah.
But since because they got the vaccines out compared to last
Yeah.
year
Oh, yeah,
and
that's
everything,
true.
so that's why I'm thinking it's fake from that point. So, and of course of the new
Yeah,
president too, because nobody wants
Right.
to see old fools.
Now,
So,
it's been years since I lived there. I was like, what was it, 1988? So I don't know if that stuff's changed. I just know what they used to do. And so some of the stuff is based on stories my parents told me. So,
Well, ladies and gents, this story is
Hold on.
not fake. Oh, so you too late.
she didn't get to say.
You didn't let
Oh,
me
my
have mine. And I was
bad.
gonna say it was not fake news, but it's okay. Go
bad.
yeah,
But
you're gonna
now,
say it's
yeah.
not fake. Okay.
What's the answer?
ahead.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
I really was, because I'm just like, ain't nobody letting nobody up in there, because they have drawn COVID to the extreme, especially not even COVID, the masks has overtaken the shadow of COVID is in the back. Wearing masks and not wearing masks is in the front line. Okay. So if that has anything to do with even touching the White House, and they're like, oh, they might not wear their mask. What if they slide their mask down just a little bit and they're breathing through their nose? Anybody can catch it. So
Okay. So this doesn't have anything to do with COVID.
Really?
You're lying.
Contrary to popular belief, it doesn't have anything to do with COVID. The fact of the matter is that President Joe Biden and First Lady Jill Biden will be in Europe on Halloween, which is this Sunday. And they won't be at the White House to help hand out candy and other treats.
Well, they still can have it. Why not?
I don't think Kamala Harris wants to be alone doing all that.
Part of the point is that you get to the president's there and you get to do all this stuff with him
Joe
there.
Biden wouldn't even be able to last 10 minutes with passing out candy. He will get tired fast. Leave it to Paula.
Oh, goodness.
True. You're going to need a seat. He can't be out there. Come on, man.
Yeah, man.
But
so, yeah.
It wasn't about COVID, though. I'm really shocked.
Me too.
But I mean, hey, it's Halloween. You're gonna wear a mask anyway.
Well, depending on your costume. Like,
you're not covering your
really
nose.
Fabulous with makeup. So
right.
You can't cover your nose with a Halloween mask that you can get from Party City. I'm just saying.
Right.
You
but
can.
If you got, like, fabulous. I mean, I don't have
can.
any on now, but if you got fabulous makeup skills, what are you going to cover that up with? Why would you do that?
That's true. If I make my face up, I'm not wanting to put on no mask. Okay.
Thank you.
I want to wear my Halloween makeup face.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, and yeah. So the Bidens, the Bidens will be in Rome this Halloween season. Yeah. And
can I join?
We're not talking about Rome, Georgia, okay?
I know. I want to go. I would never want to visit Rome. Well, not voluntarily.
Not voluntarily.
I'd have to be dragged there. Okay.
No.
All right, and last but not least, fake news and not fake news. Okay, this cat is winning Halloween with its 31 amazing costumes. Fake news and not fake news.
A cat?
A cat.
Oh, that's not fake news.
That's fake.
I say not
Derek
fake.
says fake. Not fake.
I say not fake.
I say fake because the other two were not fake. So statistically, you're going to throw one that's not fake in, or that is fake in.
Hey, you never know. Well,
surprise me.
Actually, this story is, well, how I said it is fake, but it's It's actually a dog.
Told
Not a
you.
cat. It's a dog. Okay. And guess what the dog name is? It's from a famous iconic TV show.
Clifford.
What's that?
Clifford.
Iconic.
Lassie.
Oh yeah, Lassie would be.
Oh, Total was the movie.
Cujo.
Toto is a little dog, so.
Yeah.
Who said Cujo? I did. Cujo.
That's the name of the dog?
No. That.
Oh, good. I was gonna say
Scooby.
Yeah.
Snoopy. Nope.
No,
Yep.
that's Snoopy. Scooby Dooby Doo. Where are you? That's what I'm talking about.
So it wasn't Clifford.
No, it's actually Chandler.
What?
From Friends.
From Friends?
From Friends.
Are you serious?
We're all thinking of the dogs from a TV show.
That's what it's named. Chandler Bing.
Huh.
Yeah.
They named it the entire name, Chandler Bing.
Yep.
That is so dry.
Very.
Oh no. So it's no, the character from Friends. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I read it wrong. The character from Friends' name is Chandler Bing, who was of course played by Matthew Perry. But they named the dog Chandler after the character from Friends. And this happens to be a 1-year-old golden retriever.
Aw.
And and it's getting a lot of views. Like this dog has over 100,000 followers. Or actually its owner has, I threw you off there for a second. Its owner has over 100,000 followers on TikTok. I'm telling y'all, TikTok is the ish.
Yeah.
And his 31 costumes, the dog, Chandler, its 31 costumes have been a viral sensation.
I think I need to go on TikTok with a stuffed bear. I think I'll go viral. And I want to call my stuffed bear Stuffy the Bear. And I want to dress my bear up and have like tea parties and do things with my stuffed bear. I think I'll make a hit. Everybody loves a stuffed bear.
I bet they do.
You don't agree? You don't agree?
I actually have an Instagram for my cat.
Really?
Yeah. So she was abandoned by her mom during Hurricane Harvey at 10 days old.
Mm-hmm.
And she came into my possession. And she just purred so loudly, so I named her Harley. And then she was a mischievous little brat, so she got nicknamed Harley Quinn. But I always call her Lil Bit. And so I don't really do that much with it. I try to keep up with it, but I don't do very well with it.
Wow.
Because in my mind, when you say little bit, I
Little bit.
automatically that you would call her little.
Yeah.
Oh no, little bit. It's just it's like
Listen here, you little
bit. No, I call her Brat all the time though, because she is a little brat.
But is she spoiled or something?
Oh God, yeah.
Oh man.
Of course.
Oh man. Well, I used to be like that, so I was the only kid.
Yeah, she's the only one.
If you like the cat, John.
Yeah, but my mom didn't call me a little bit though.
Well, it's that Texas thing, like, hey, a little bit. Because she was tiny.
We know what it is, Derek.
Oh, I know.
We know.
It's just that, that whole, I don't know why, I just started nicknaming her a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Come here, you little bit.
She's actually right here. She's asleep right there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I feel bad now for calling her a little bit.
Yeah, she's not so little anymore.
Oh, she's a big bit.
Yes, I wanted to say that.
Oh God.
Is she a bad bit? That's what I want to know. Is she a bad bit?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Of course.
Is she a good bit or a bad bit? Which one?
Well, it depends on the day. You know, cats
Depends
are
on the
finicky.
day.
I
All right,
want
now
to-
it's time now for the trending report with Star Kills.
Hey, you guys. So, you know, I keep you on point with what's trending. So I want to
All right.
start off with a little moment of silence. You can do a little moment of silence. If you guys weren't aware, have anybody, particularly Sean, have you heard of Andrea Martin?
That sounds like a car.
Andrea Martin, huh? Yes. So, okay. So
No,
Andrea
I
Martin was born 1972. She is a singer, songwriter, and record producer, right? So she passed away September the 27th, 2021, which was very, very recent. A lot of people don't know about her, but she is legendary. She has written songs for Toni Braxton, In Vogue, Angie Stone, SWV. She's even written that famous song by Monica, Before You Walk Out of My Life. So she is definitely, I mean, her name carries across the board in the music industry behind the scenes. And for me, as a songwriter myself, I definitely wanted to give a moment of silence for her. She has passed on to another life. So just wanted to do that.
now that you bring her name up, it does ring a bell. It does come to my mind. And I feel like there's so many songwriters that also need to get their flowers and their roses as well. There are plenty of artists that can sing good, they can dance good on stage, but a lot of them don't write their own music. They don't write their own songs. And
Nope.
some people that write songs for them, they either don't get heard of or they eventually end up becoming artists themselves, like The Dream, for example. The Dream wrote songs for a lot of artists, and you look at him, you know, he dropped a few albums that ended up becoming hits. Same thing for Neo, and the list goes on and on and on. But we definitely got to give flowers and roses to other songwriters that have made huge contributions to the music industry. So I'm glad, Star, that you was able to spend time to even acknowledge that person. Absolutely.
Of course. And with
Yeah.
that being said, what I think I'll do is maybe put that out there a little more often.
Okay.
For
I
Yes.
think
new-
that'd be an awesome idea.
Yeah.
I think go for it. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
People need to know who make that magic behind the scenes now.
Mhm.
Got that right.
You know, we all work very, very hard behind the scenes. So definitely we need to be acknowledged for that.
Mhm.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Thank you guys for letting me give my moment of silence for her. Now, I just want to get on to some rants and raves kind of news. Okay.
Uh-oh.
All right.
Should I say Kanye West? Or should I say Yeezy?
Wait, hold up.
Well, it's not Kanye anymore. It's not Kanye West. It's not no more Kanye West, no more Yeezy. It's just Ye. Is it Ye or Ye?
Who knows?
I think it's Ye.
Wait a
Take the
minute,
Y.
wait. Before you get into this, Star, is this what I'm thinking is going into how Puff Daddy changed his name like 4 or 5 times in a 10-year span or something?
No, but that is definitely Puff Daddy type style.
Oh.
But not that.
This is a legal name change. He changed
Not
it
that either.
legally.
But they
Yeah,
probably,
yeah.
you know what, artists, they do that all the time. You know, they be adding extra, I mean, all types of alias. Because what happens is they want the money for you utilizing that name. So
Yeah.
I mean, they do it all the time. But to get back on topic, this is a little bit more juicier than a name change, right?
Shouts to Mos
So
Def,
Cal-
aka Yasin Bey, by the way.
Who?
Okay.
Mos Def, Yasin Bey. He doesn't want to be called Mos Def anymore. It's
Right.
Yasin Bey.
Oh, now
That's
Yasin Bey.
well, it's been like that for the past few years. I just wanted to throw that out there, but a lot of us still refer to him as Mos Def.
Got that right.
So I see where the Bay is coming in. That's more of an indigenous Indian tribal name. So
Yeah, but every time I think of Yasin Bey or even the name Yasin, I think of Yasin's the fish marketplace down here in Atlanta. I don't
they
know
got
if
some good food too.
that's
That food be popping. Most
Let me
definitely
get that.
pick that up.
Let me get that 12-piece Yasin Bey. Let me get that Yasin Bey, bro.
That'll be a good dish.
You want some seasoned salt on?
And let me get a vegan soft drink to go along with that. Like a vegan soft drink.
Oh,
to go with the
Water, that's what you're gonna get.
fried fish.
Water.
Vegan soft drinks, water.
Hey, don't you get on the vegan soft drinks now.
Oh, I have nothing against it. I drink the carbonated water myself. But that's a vegan soft drink right there, carbonated water.
It is, and I actually love carbonated water.
I know, me too.
One of my
I just
favorite
like the
drinks.
bubbles as it goes over my tongue.
Ooh, add a splash of cranberry and some squeezed lime in it. The best. Oh. Okay, let me not get off subject.
I know,
I
man.
ain't
We went
saying
from
a
talking
word.
about-
I didn't say a word.
Listen, we went from talking about Pop-Tarts earlier to now fish and all this other great stuff, man. Oh, no, I can't forget pickles. Can't forget the pickles.
I didn't want to mention that. I was going to say something about it. And some
You're gonna have
other.
to-
and
Yeah,
some-
we're
and-
all
and-
still
and
waiting for a
since-
demonstration.
And since a pickle is a vegetable, I was going to mention some fruit.
I'm gonna stop telling y'all what I'm eating because you know what? Y'all don't appreciate my breakfast eating.
I
okay?
appreciate your breakfast.
Okay.
And I'm glad you're getting your vitamins in. Literally.
Vitamin D's. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. You were saying about Kanye. Like, what? How do we?
Yeah, like he actually.
Should we even continue on with the story of Kanye and
Right,
just move
right.
on? You know, just should we just skip it? Like,
You know what? I do, but I don't because I just want to say this one part about it. Kanye West is being sued by California.
he's being sued by
Because they
everybody.
have huh?
Kanye's being sued by everybody.
No, but it's kind of what is that word? Frivolous? Kind of.
Frivolous.
Yeah. I mean, so they're kind of suing him because he promised to have his items, his shoes, everything shipped out within 30 days and did not accurately notify any of the customers for late delays and did not provide any opportunity for a refund, which violates the state's business code. So they mad because Yeezy or Yay or Yee, whatever his damn
KW.
I say it's Ye. I think it's Ye.
Yeah. Like he legally changed it to that too. He has no middle name or last name.
I mean, well, he repeatedly violated the law, okay?
Gotcha.
And California had to step in on him. And for me, it's just kind of like, what do you expect?
Yeah, all right.
He's going to get out of this because he's going to say about the shipping issue. He is going to use that as an excuse.
There is a big shipping issue, yeah.
So he's going to get out of that.
Yeah.
So good luck with that lawsuit.
You know what? And I honestly, I said to myself, like, come on, we have so many delays in shipping right now. Like, why would you even pick this time to sue? You know,
Right.
He probably don't need a countersuit, because if he does, money, yeah.
All I can say is that's your boy. That's your boy.
Who boy? DJ
Yeah.
Roland.
Yeah, that's it. Hey, that's
I'm
y'all.
hetero, man. So
what else you got, Star? What else you got?
Let's move on, because I don't even.
Like I said, that's just
Anyway, so the baby, you guys know the baby, right? A heart artist now. He's been going, featuring with everybody, just doing his thing out there.
They're throwing the baby with the bathwater. That's what they're doing.
Right.
They're throwing the baby with the bath.
So he's been in some drama, right, with his ex-girlfriend, who may be his current girlfriend. We don't know the status. And her name, if I could say it right, is Dana Lee. I hope I'm saying it right. Or Dinah Lee, whatever.
Can we just say Miss Baby?
Miss
Can we
Baby.
just say Miss Baby?
Miss the Baby.
Miss the Baby. Miss the Baby. Okay.
I like that,
Miss the Baby. Broke up with the baby and got into a relationship with another man and
go baby in.
Pregnant. A baby.
So Mr. Baby has a baby that might be the baby.
That might be the baby, or the baby of another man that ain't the baby. So it went viral. He has like 5 kids already or something like that. I don't quote me on that, but I know he has a lot of children.
Future. Okay. Future. Future,
right? So the children of the mother of the previous children got really, really mad and upset. And then they're going back and forth on social media, right? Well, blah, blah this and a blah, blah that. And then so now fast forward, because it was said that wasn't the baby's child, right? So allegations turn out to be true. And the baby actually went on and told everybody, hey, we confirmed that little baby is the baby's baby.
Oh, so he is the father.
He is the father.
Right.
99%. Okay. And the reason why the other percent wasn't counted for, because they couldn't count the. Okay, I can't say that on. It's PG-13, right? Okay, well, I'll just leave that out.
You better do a remix on that.
So some of the babies died along the way, so we couldn't get 100%, so we got a 99.9.
Damn.
So the DNA is right. Anywho.
Oh boy.
So now the baby, who just so happens to be back with the previous baby mama of the other children, is now having to tell her, because he left the other girl and wasn't trying to go back because she allegedly got pregnant by another man on their breakup. So now he goes back to the other baby mama, and now it is exposed that is his child. So for me, I'm trying to see if this situation is going to flip-flop and he's going to go hop on back on the bandwagon. She is kind of cute though. I saw the pictures. I was like, if it was a mistake, I might just go back, give it another.
You're going back to her, babe.
Going back to the baby. But
I said up, baby.
This is just some BBMW right here.
Yeah,
BBMW.
yes.
Baby, mama. No,
Baby dad.
BBMD. BBMD. Baby, mama drum.
Baby.
Mama drum.
Oh my God.
This is some BBMD, man.
Like,
oh my
That's what I
goodness.
mean.
It's like, baby, Oh my God. Anywho,
Lord have mercy.
anybody got an opinion about it? Because I mean, it was the most mixed up situation with all of the babies. I just had to put it out there. You know what I'm saying?
Little baby's having some fun with
Yeah.
this one.
Hey, it's a great segue into what we're going to talk about in just a few moments right here on the Beat Break Morning Show. So we're going to bring up the baby one more time in the next hour of the Beat Break Morning Show coming up. But before we go into that, DJ Roland got your world of sports, and there's a little bit of more drama in the world of sports, according to DJ Roland, man. I mean, drama on top of drama, boy.
All right, we're gonna represent Atlanta and whatnot.
Let's start with Atlanta first, because we got to start off on a positive note.
It is gonna be positive. It is gonna be positive.
Braves.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. During the World Series, the Atlanta Braves are in the World Series first time since 1999. So some of our listeners may not have even been born yet. So yes, that's the Braves was in a World Series back in 1999. The last time they won the World Series was back in 1995. Yeah, so it's time. So I'm glad we're in. And they even had a poll going across the country saying who they would like to have win the World Series, because the Atlanta Braves are going against the Houston Astros. And a lot of yes, I know you're in Texas, right?
I'm actually in Houston, so.
Okay, all right, but the poll said that out of the continental, I think they even say all 50. I can't remember what Hawaii voted, but I did see Alaska, that about 47 states are going for the Braves.
Nice.
47 states are going for the Braves, and 3 states are going for the Houston Astros. Houston, Texas, next door neighbor, Louisiana, and another state that people were like, what in the world were they thinking? Delaware. And I'm like, that's right next to Maryland. And I'm like, that's Joe Biden's state. So President Joe Biden is like, does that tell me Joe Biden is going for the Houston Astros? Because that's where he's from. That's what he represented while he was in the Senate for so many years. I wonder. But glad the Braves represent Atlanta and in the World Series. All right, and the Atlanta Falcons have won their third game. Against who?
Yes.
The New York Jets. No, not the New Jets. They did that in England. Okay. They beat Miami Dolphins in Miami. Came back. Our kicker, I forgot his name, but anyway, he did the winning field goal and when time expired. So the Atlanta Falcons are 3-3. Who would have thought that after how they started off this season with a new coach? So they're good on that. And we're doing pretty good in the preseason. The Atlanta Hawks doing pretty good in the preseason, coming back and winning. They're doing pretty good leading up into the open season for them, to start their NBA season and everything. So shouts out to the Atlanta Hawks as well. Now, to the drama. Who's ready for some drama?
I love me some drama.
You like some drama? Okay.
Oh yeah.
All right.
She loves pickles and drama.
Pickles and drama. Makes it feel good, huh? All right. Everybody know who Floyd Mayweather is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Make it rain, money, rain. Well, I was trying to rhyme, but that's
Money Mayweather. Money Mayweather.
Money Mayweather. Okay.
Yeah, Money Mayweather. All right. Of course, he's a big time, boxer, and he retired and came back and won, proving that he is the best and never been defeated. And there are some fans out there that like him. All types of fans, all types. So Mayweather was at a game in LA, looking at the LA Clippers, and he had a fan that wanted to take a selfie, and Mayweather saw this this young person and gave him a look and kept looking at him. And he basically rejected a male teenager fan's request for a selfie, all because of his, anybody want to take a guess? He didn't want to take a selfie with this fan, all because of something that the fan has on. Take a wild guess.
Exactly.
As like probably has like a shirt or something like that, like a
Good guess. Nope. So no Black Lives Movement shirt or anything like that.
Can't be the shoes.
Can't be the shoes. Nope. Nice guess.
MAGA cap.
Nails.
What?
His fingernails.
Fingernails. Fingernails were pink.
So what?
Yeah.
I thought it was black from what I just saw now. I thought it were black fingernails.
Wow.
According to this, well, I'm reading from TMZ.
According to TMZ.
Wow.
Let's see.
Mm.
Were painted.
Uh-huh.
They were painted.
Painted fingernails.
Painted fingernails.
Okay.
Said you got painted, and basically this is what Mayweather said, quote, "You got painted nails. I don't take pictures with guys with no painted nails."
Wow.
Oh.
So
Yeah. Now, according to his camp, from what I just read just now, according to Floyd Mayweather's camp, they said that he was in a rush to go to a prior engagement.
right.
But in the
But
video,
it's what he said.
uh-huh.
That's the problem.
Right.
Yeah, in the video, he said something else.
Mm-hmm.
And he said what DJ Roland just said.
Yeah.
Say it again, DJ Roland.
I quote, this is what Mayweather said came out of his mouth. "You got painted nails. I don't take pictures with guys with no painted nails."
Wow.
Yeah. So some are
Mm.
calling it a homophobic situation. Like
Yeah.
Floyd Mayweather was being homophobic to the fan. The fan said, "Wow, really?"
I don't think it's so much as homophobic or transphobic or just LGBT phobic so much as I don't know what the right word of it is. He wants. It sounds like Mayweather is expecting men to be a certain way. It toxic masculinity.
Yeah.
There you go. I think that fits in toxic masculinity right there.
So my thing is this, and Star, you can quote me on this. Suppose the nails were a little bit painted, but they were extra shiny. Would he still have said what he has said? Do you think? Because if the nails look extra shiny, because he put on clear, and you know sometimes we get clear and then we get lights and it gets real shiny.
Would he still have said that? I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think he would have either. He wouldn't even noticed it.
Well, I guess because of the color.
Yeah, I think
that you know automatically, because I have seen me personally, I have seen some hetero men paint their nails.
We do it all the time. Well,
I'm like, why are you going to just assume that, you know, from the camp, you know,
the
being
question
homophobic?
The question is, did he assume he was gay and he wasn't willing to take a picture with what he thought was a flamboyantly gay man, or did he assume he was trans and didn't want to take a picture with a flamboyantly trans man, or did he just be like, that's not what a man's supposed to look like, and I'm not taking a picture with somebody because I'm not going to have another man with pink fingernails in my picture.
That's what I'm thinking. Because knowing Mayweather, he's kind of petty. It's not even about sexuality with him. It's more like, man, that ain't no man. Dude, come on, man. You know, like he's immature in a sense and very cavemanish, masculine to me. So it's like, oh, you see somebody with paint on it. I would expect him to actually make jokes about it. Like, come on, man, you wearing a white t-shirt and some jeans, and then you gonna put some pink collars on? You ain't, you know, I can imagine him being petty more so than being homophobic or, you know, judging somebody in that light.
Yeah, I think it falls under more like toxic masculinity than homophobic or transphobic. It's just toxic masculinity,
Yeah.
I think. That's just heteronormative is what he wants.
Like just a caveman talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I would have said to the fan if I was Floyd Mayweather? I would have said this to the fan right here. That's right. Will Smith, work it, honey.
Actually, if I had anybody that tells me that, like, because I sometimes wear fingernail polish. If I had somebody who told me that, I would literally tell them, I would turn to them and be like, wow, like, you realize it's 2021, right?
Right.
Like, we're not in the 60s anymore, dude.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, man. All right, DJ Roll-On, the world of sports, right here on the Beat Break Morning Show, the Beat Break Podcast. Sean Garvey, DJ Roll-On, Star Kells is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. And you can follow us everywhere on Facebook, Twitter, and on Instagram at Beat Break Radio. And don't forget to download that Podcast FM app. We are still joined by our guest co-host, Derek, in the building, ladies and gentlemen. And he is just so fortunate enough to take time out of his busy schedule to come on the morning show with us this morning, because this is the segment we do our conversation topics during this hour of the morning show. And of course, everybody's been aware of what's been happening. It's been in the news for the past few weeks. And usually earlier in the show, I do a segment called Sean Garvey's Mic Drop Rant, where I rant about any and everything that is news related, current event related, or may just be things that has happened in my life or has happened presently. But in the world of cancel culture, and yeah, we're still talking about this because this type of thing happens every day. This type of thing happen every day. I hate the fact that an iconic comedian is going through this kind of ordeal. And of course, it's obvious that I'm talking about Dave Chappelle. So Dave Chappelle is still under fire from his hit comedy special on Netflix called The Closer. And it's still on Netflix. By the way, this topic of the show is called Netflix and Chill Out. Got a nice ring to it. We're used to hearing Netflix and chill. But the question is, should we continue to Netflix and chill out? Because now a lot of people are still saying that we need to boycott Netflix. Yeah. Now, Derek, I brought you on to this morning show because you've made us aware that you are of a particular sexual orientation. And for those who are just tuning in, just go ahead and identify for those who are just tuning in who you really are.
Right. So I'm non-binary, transmasculine. Basically, I also identify as agender, which means I don't really have a gender that I identify as. I prefer to present on the more masculine side. Then I was assigned female at birth, so I spent my entire life until I was 41 presenting as female. And when I was 41, I realized I was trans. I came out as a trans man. I went very binary male. And then I kind of, because for some reason, when you make that first swing, that pendulum swings way over there to the other side. And I've kind of settled somewhere in the middle. And like I said, non-binary, transmasculine. I prefer pronouns he, they. Grew up as a she. But yeah, so that's so that's my gender presentation, basically. There's a difference between gender presentation and sexual preference, really. The gender is what people identify as, whereas sexual is what you prefer as far as when it comes to who you love and who, well, actually, there's kind of different things. You have the sexuality and your romantic side. Like, I'm asexual, so I don't get sexually attracted to people, but I'm pan-romantic. So I can fall in love with other people of any gender, and it doesn't matter to me. But the gender presentation is the non-binary transmasculine part. I don't know if that helps. I mean, it's kind of all confusing. I know it's a lot of words for people that probably haven't heard some of these before, but yeah.
No, it definitely makes a lot of sense. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, yeah, I've known my entire life I was different. And being that I'm 46, I was born in 75. So I didn't have the wording for it. And it's just recently, it seems like a lot of people just seem to be coming out trans recently, like it's the in thing to do. And it's not so much that, it's just that it wasn't something that people could do. I mean, they did it. I mean, look at Eddie Izzard. You know, they came out as, you know, I think they were transsexual for a while, and now they're transgender woman. So, you know, it's just something that is safer, basically. If I had done this when I was in middle school, I mean, as it was, I went by the name Lee in middle school and high school, and I got nicknamed Lizzie Lee because they all thought I was a lesbian. And I always joke now that, you know, that they knew something was off with me. They just had the wrong letter in LGBTQIA. So, yeah, it wasn't safe back then. I mean, because I was bullied mercilessly because of it. It stayed with me even through some of my first college years. I just couldn't escape it. So, yeah, it just wasn't safe. So it's become more safe now. I know, you know, gay marriage has become, more people are okay with gay marriage now, and it wasn't back in the 80s. So I think this is just going to go the same way that, you know, with like gay marriage went, as far as, you know, people understanding, and just it takes time for people to understand this stuff and learn this stuff.
Right. And a lot of more and more people are open to having conversations, more of being open with their true sexual identity and who they really are as individuals. And, you know, this is a platform where we provide a safe space to people from all different walks of life. We've had all different kinds of people. I remember when earlier this year, me, Roland, and the rest of the crew from the morning show, when the situation happened in Atlanta, where the suspect went inside a massage parlor and was killing people that worked in the massage parlor, and the Asian violence that's been going on. We had a person from the Asian community come on the morning show to give her take on the situation, and other people that have been a part of that particular panel to talk about the problems and the solutions that we could bring forth to alleviate those issues in our community and in society. But for the LGBTQ community, of course, because we have people from the community that also listen to our morning show, they caught wind of the backlash that Dave Chappelle has been receiving ever since Netflix dropped the Closer special, which I happened to watch a couple of times. I went back and I watched it, and I did say to a colleague of mine that after watching the Closer, Dave Chappelle is now in my top 5 of best comedians of all time. Because he wasn't, excuse me, he wasn't in my top 5. I wasn't a fan of Dave Chappelle at first, but after seeing not just only the Closer, but the other comedy specials that he has been doing, especially for Netflix, I definitely love him more as a talent, as a comedian, because he touches on so much pressing issues going on in the world today. And so for the Closer, from my vantage point, he was giving an explanation
Yeah.
of
Well,
his
yeah, and
experience. But I want to I definitely want to hear from you
I
and
think
get
I'm
your
gonna
take on it.
shock you guys. I actually didn't think it was transphobic at all. Like
Thank
I
you.
watched it, and I'm not a big Dave Chappelle fan. It's just not. I'm not really his demographic. I mean, I look white. I'm actually part of the Cherokee Nation. I just my dad has European blood, and that's just what hit me. But I didn't feel it was transphobic. I mean, look at us. We're having this conversation about gender, so I mean that's a good thing, in my view. And you know, he does make some good points that in it where he was talking about how people are part of a marginalized society, like being gay, until they need to be white, and that's very true. I've seen that happen many times. But I mean, I can see where some people can try to read between the lines and see things as being quote unquote transphobic, but I think he makes a very good point about saying that he has nothing against people who are transgender. It's just his problem is with white people, and I mean I can kind of see where some people are throwing a fit about things like about where he was comparing trans women to or trans women is like for black people how they feel about wearing blackface, and that things let's see. Oh yeah, he said something about how trans women aren't women. I'm just saying that they got those, that they got, and then he also compares it to plant-based meat. I can see why people would be upset about that, but at the same time, I'm a big believer in free speech, and I feel like could he have maybe worded things a little differently? Yeah, but that wouldn't be Dave Chappelle then.
Right.
Personally.
I have to say, oh, go ahead.
Yeah, no, go. You're fine. Go ahead. That's all.
Yeah, I was gonna. I know we're talking about the gender part of what Dave Chappelle said, but I was also thinking about some of the white comedians, and they put themselves and their kind into their own comic bits of how they act and what they do when it comes to us African Americans, blacks, and whatnot, and both blacks and whites laugh.
Yeah,
it's a talent to know when you're white, and then you putting yourself in the mix of how what us blacks and some other folks look at how whites act.
Yeah.
So and when they try to cancel them, no one went after them because it was comedy.
Yeah.
And whatnot.
He makes a really good point about the fact that what was it that he said about Caitlyn Jenner? It was easier for Caitlyn Jenner to change her gender than it was for Cassius Clay to change his name. I mean, he makes a good point about that. Like, if Caitlyn Jenner was black, how hard would it have been for them to transition? I mean, most of the people we are on record to have the most murders of mainly black trans women this year, because in that, namely who gets killed. I mean, it's just wrong on so many levels. But we're having this conversation. I mean, yeah, his comedy is not necessarily my thing. I did watch it so that I could make sure I knew what I was talking about, because I had seen a little bit here and there and stuff, but I was kind of trying to stay out of it as much as I could. But I just was like, watching it, I don't understand it. They were talking in one place about how he took the story of Dorman to use like as a shield, like as if saying like, I'm not racist, I have black friends, or I'm not homophobic, I have gay friends. But at the same time, it's like, the story, it resonates with people, because I mean, who was it? Flame Monroe was talking about how I watched an interview with Flame Monroe as a comedian, a black trans woman comedian, and she was talking about how Dave Chappelle gave this woman a chance that her community did not. Her community my understanding is that, so one of the things that we run into with the LGBT community is there's a lot of infighting that happens. And I suspect that's because she worked for Dave Chappelle, and Chappelle is, known as for making transphobic statements from like over 16 years ago. Well, people grow. I don't think that you should cancel people for something they did 20 years ago, like the whole thing with, what was it, Matt Damon no longer using the F slur. Well, I mean, yeah, he's late to the party, but he got there.
Right.
That's important. Dave Chappelle, has made transphobic statements in the past, but I don't feel what he said in his thing as being transphobic. I mean, I definitely didn't feel what he said at all had anything to do with it, because phobic is a fear. I mean, the phobia is a fear, and if it's transphobia, it's a fear of trans people, and I didn't feel anything he said had anything to do with a fear of trans people.
I want to say this too. RuPaul is very popular with that community.
No,
he ain't say a word. He ain't say a word about this at all. He is so popular, still doing his thing on I believe it's VH1 and the Paramount. He has not said a word negative about what Dave Chappelle has done. Right.
Okay. So RuPaul is popular in the LGBT community.
Yes.
Not so much in the trans community, because there's been some transphobic issues from the RuPaul side of it. So I'm assuming that's probably why they haven't said anything about it. But as far as like, I think a lot of it is that, he makes this comment about how, that he misses the Stonewall gays. About how the newer gays are, very breakable and stuff like that. And I think that that's just part of a whole culture that we have about being woke, and how if you don't have, like, they've decided they have this moral high ground, and if you don't have it, then you are a moral pervert, and that they need to fix that in you, or they need to get rid of you, basically.
And you know what? I do want to point out one thing that Dave Chappelle made very clear. And I'm just going to read this because I want to say what he said. Right. To the transgender community, I am more than willing to give you an audience, but you will not summon me. I am not bending to anybody's demands. And if you want to meet with me, I'd be more than willing to. But I have some conditions. First off, you cannot come if you have not watched my special from beginning to end. You must come to a place of my choosing at the time of my choosing. And thirdly, you must admit that Hannah Gadsby is not funny.
I mean, that he does got a point there. He's not funny. No, it's not. I mean, it doesn't have anything to do with your sexual orientation or whether you're trans or not. It's just, you're not funny. You're not.
Yeah.
You're just not. But I want to keep people up to speed though, really quick, Derek. Of what we're talking about. We're talking about the backlash from the Dave Chappelle special on Netflix called The Closer, in which members of the LGBTQIA community have taken action against Netflix. You have people who have done walkouts, employees who have either been fired or decided to quit working at Netflix, or have conducted a walkout from Netflix and have protested against Netflix, demanding Netflix to remove the special from its roster.
Right.
So that's what's currently going on. And to reiterate what Star just mentioned, he did say publicly in an IG video that, I would not meet. Say that one more time, Star. I don't want to misquote him.
He said that he's willing to meet them, but he's not bending to anybody's demand. Okay.
Right.
He wants them to watch the show from beginning to end, because I think that would make the point very clear that it's not any bashing going on.
Right. And I mean, like, I'm just coming here and saying that I don't feel what he said is transphobic. I can get backlash from my own community, like a lot of backlash and stuff, but like I just didn't feel it was transphobic. I
And the
felt
man
like
has gay, excuse me, but he even, we've known this for years. Dave Chappelle has all types of friends from all types of walk of life, like close friends, and he made it very clear that he has friends that are part of the gay or the LGBTQ community, and he has nothing against gay. He's not homophobic. He's not transphobic. He's not any of those things. It's just him joking. It's
right.
jokes.
I think it. I mean, like there's several of them that he made that even made me laugh. I can't remember them off the top of my head right now, but I mean, like I thought it was really. I mean, like I said, I can see why some people would, but take issue with some of the things he said. But that's taking somebody at what their word and not understanding it's a joke. And maybe the joke didn't go over with you. Okay, that's fine. You have that right to say, I didn't like that
Right.
joke. That's fine. But I don't feel like you should try to cancel a comedian over it.
Thank
That's
you.
kind of, I mean, their stage
Right.
is where they're safe to say whatever they want.
Want
And
to
if they
say,
bomb, they bomb. If they, I mean, he got like, people were laughing at it. White people, black people, people from all different cultures were there, and they were all laughing from it. It made me laugh several times. Now, he's not necessarily the type of comedian I tend to watch, but you know, I found it entertaining. But I can also see, but this is at the same time that I think people are reading too much between the lines.
right, it's just a joke, and you know that he made it very clear that people are extra sensitive nowadays, and comedians are paid to tell the jokes and say the things that we are not going to say in normal life. It is an art to be a comedian, and it is brave and encouraging, and you have a lot of courage going up there, and it's so hard to make people laugh, you know, and he has earned the right. He has not changed face, not once. He has shown who he truly is as a comedian, as an artist and an entertainer when he comes up there and performs. And that situation, I think they took it too far, just like they're taking the mask too far for COVID.
I have to say this real quick. If a regular person had said what Dave Chappelle has said, I can see the backlash. Because you got to have creativity in saying certain things. If you don't have that creativity in saying certain things, you got to remember Dave Chappelle, like Star said, he's a comedian. You got to look at it from a comedian standpoint. If a regular let's say Joe Smith, said what he said and not be creative, yeah, you're going to get that backlash because you don't know anything about this. We don't know anything about you. You don't have the creativity, and you're going against those group of people. You shouldn't do that. Now, by being creative and got some background and the knowledge about it, there you go. You can go with that. But you just can't be a regular Joe Smith saying what he said exactly verbatim what Dave Chappelle said and not having any creativity, no backup, no real knowledge about it, and say that. That's how you'll get the backlash. And that's what a lot of people get confused with too.
Yeah, I will say there were two things I didn't really like, but they just didn't land with me. I felt like he had really oversimplified the J.K. Rowling issue and the whole thing about being Team Turf, which I guess was just a joke. So I just guess I didn't get it, which is fine. It's fine. But I mean, but the idea that he's saying that gender is a fact when it's not, you know, biology, what chromosomes you have, when you bring it down to a scientific level like that, okay, yeah, I get that. But gender is a huge spectrum, and it's something that, like, if you're born with a penis, okay, that doesn't make you man. It just doesn't.
Right. And I was just going to ask you that question. I'm glad that you brought up that point, Derek, because I've been figuring out over the past few days, like, why are so many people up in arms by what Dave Chappelle said. I mean, Dave Chappelle did an hour and some change doing that special. I really do believe that a lot of people that are coming or have came after Dave Chappelle did not watch the entire special. It's like that line that Jay-Z said in the song Renegades with Eminem, do you listen to music or do you just skim through it? And people, because of the world that we're living in right now, where everything's microwavable, social media and everything, it's just all about clickbait. It's just all about taking one piece of soundbite from an entire audio that is 30 minutes or 1 hour, taking that piece of footage and running with it as opposed to listening to the entire lecture or the entire audio. And I think that's what happened with a lot of people. But I'm glad you brought it, because that's the question I wanted to ask you. Like, why are there so many people were up in arms with what Dave Chappelle said in his comedy special? Because I can see if Dave Chappelle made some jokes and said something to the extent of, okay, everybody, I want everybody in this venue to go Nat Turner on all these gays and lesbians and transsexuals and transvestites out here. If he did that, then yeah, I'm like, boycott Netflix. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's how we were talking about DaBaby earlier. That's how DaBaby got in trouble to begin with, was that he was saying, you know, he made the comment about, and I didn't watch the whole thing, but I got, like I said, I got a clip of it, but I got a general idea, and I see why he got in trouble. He made the comment about how to raise your phone or phone light or whatever it is like that if you don't have HIV or AIDS or anything that's going to kill you in a couple of weeks. And that's an old idea of AIDS. People live long, full lives with AIDS and HIV, and they live with HIV and never get AIDS. I'm like, there's HIV where you have non-transmittable. You have HIV, but it's such a low amount that you won't transmit it to somebody else. So, you know, I think he was educated through that moment. So that I can see why that would be a homophobic comment and why they went after him over that. I don't think he should have been. I don't think you should cancel somebody, because he came back saying, I apologize. I'm more educated about it now. And so, you know, I think, you know, just because you're a celebrity doesn't mean that you're educated in the same way as other people are. You know, like, you know, like DaBaby, he wasn't educated about that. Well, now he is, and he won't make that same mistake again. You know, Dave Chappelle makes these jokes and stuff like, now if he had gone into like a press conference and was making these things, that would have a whole nother tone to it if he was making those kinds of comments, as opposed to, it's a comedy special. You're there to laugh. And he thinks that, to him, he thought this was funny. Did it land with these people? It did. With these people, it didn't. Okay, you have that right.
And then another point, and another point I want to make too is, in his special, he did say that he had people of the community come up to him and confronted him about his jokes. Right. Because this wasn't nothing new. Ladies and gentlemen. Like, you know, so the question, maybe everybody cannot answer this, but the question is, okay, the same people or the community, the LGBTQIA community that are coming, I really think it's more so of the internet LGBTQIA community than the actual community. And I said that when I did the mic drop rant with Love Atia, who was on here too, who is also bisexual. I said that nowadays you have groups, internet groups, LGBTQIA people that are on the internet trolling or coming after people and deciding who should be canceled and who shouldn't. But my thing is, okay, if you all know that Dave Chappelle has made these jokes in the past, and you all know that Netflix was getting ready to drop this comedy special, why not make it known or go after Netflix about it before the closer drop, as opposed to the after? You know what I mean? Like, why not address it sooner than later?
Yeah, I think a lot of that, you said that earlier, it's this whole thing of, you know, you got 2 minutes to watch on a TikTok, or I think they're 3 minutes now, but, you know, you watch everything in little bites now, and, you know, you don't actually watch, like, nobody's going to sit down and watch an entire hour thing. he makes a comment in his special that people who come up to him and saying like, you need to stop punching down to my people or my community or something. And I mean, that they keep reiterating these same points from that article. What I think happens is that, because of social media, we all share the same article. And we're all sharing the same article around. So we've all read the article, but we haven't actually watched the show or seen the actual context of jokes to be able to be like, oh, I get what he's saying here. Okay, it wasn't funny to me, but I have that right. But he has, as a comedian and First Amendment rights, he has that right to tell that joke. And but I think that's why everybody comes after him, being that he's this transphobic comedian, because like I don't know what the comments he made 16 years ago. He referenced it in his own skit, so I'm assuming that because he admitted that he had made transphobic comments, if I remember correctly. But he's not making them now. So why are we punishing him for those things that happened 16 years ago? I just don't get that.
Right.
Another Kevin Hart.
Yeah, but I mean, there's this idea. I happened to catch Bill Maher's show, and they were talking about this as well. And I've had friends say this and everything like that. I hear this all the time. It's like, it wasn't that long ago, or when I was a kid, all we had, you were either a boy or a girl. That's not true. Just because you weren't exposed to transgender people growing up doesn't mean we weren't there. There are like depictions and stuff like that from 9,000 years ago of transgender people. We have been around that long, at least. That's the first recorded thing of actual trans. There's even a transgender saint. Did y'all know that?
Wait, say that one more time. Say that one more time.
There's a saint who's transgender, or known. That's what she's seen as, anyways. Let me see. Her it's Anastasia. Anastasia. Yeah, Anastasia is a patrician. She led life as a
football player.
Yeah, no, a saint, like an actual like religious saint.
Yeah.
She was a lady in waiting.
Wow.
Yeah, she was a lady in waiting in the court of Justinian the First of Constantinople, and she then left and spent for the rest of her time just as a male, as a monk in seclusion in Egypt, and she's been adopted by the LGBT community as a transgender saint. But I mean, we've been around for as long as like I said, 9,000 years ago, 7,000 BCE is like the first recorded.
I was going to say it had to be Old Testament stuff.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing though, is that as like I'm Cherokee, so in Native Americans, it was considered there was something wrong with your tribe if you did not have a transgender person in your tribe. We were referred to as two-spirit, and we were revered. But as people, and I'm atheist, I'll tell you that now, because I really feel like a lot of this hatred comes from white people writing their own interpretations of what their moral compass needs to be and putting it into Bibles and things like that to be decided on how, like they're like, oh, I don't agree with that whole gay lifestyle, so I'm going to decree that it's not morally right. And then that gets perpetrated. And like when the Europeans came over here, a lot of the records from Native Americans got destroyed about, having transgender people around and stuff. So like most of the records are gone on that. It's just been told by mouth, what's the word? The storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
So just oral history.
You better drop some game.
He is. Hey, he is. Look, I'm sitting back listening. I was like, whoa.
Yeah. So I mean, we've been
Uh-huh.
Oh, I was gonna say, so we've been around for a long time. Like, I guarantee you may think that you don't know anybody who's transgender. And if you don't, I encourage you to reach out to the LGBT community, because I promise you, you've probably peed next to a transgender person and never knew it.
Yeah.
The idea of demonizing, demonizing trans women because it's the idea of someone assigned male at birth that's walking into the women's room. All they're going to do is pee. They're not after kids or anything like that. And if you look at it, it's other people who are not trans that actually come after and are like the pedophiles and things like that. But this idea of trying to demonize it, especially trans women of color. It's just, it's just, I don't know. Flame Monroe in her thing, she wrote about, she specifically said that there's going to be two sides of history for transgender rights. The side that fights over bathrooms and pronouns, and the side that embraces it and basically makes us part of the conversation and a part of the human experience by making us equals, not deviants. And that this idea that we're going in one direction, heading towards that place where we have a conversation about it and we have a spot at the table, but we keep being pulled back the other direction by our own selves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's deep.
I want to point something out, going back to what you said earlier before we go to something else really quick. And that was Caitlyn Jenner. So people like yourself and Caitlyn Jenner came to the defense of Dave Chappelle. And Caitlyn Jenner said in a statement, quote, "Dave Chappelle is 100% right." She goes on to say that this isn't about the LGBTQ movement. It's about woke cancel culture run amok, trying to silence free speech. We must never yield or bow to those who wish to stop us from speaking our minds, end quote.
Yeah, I hate the fact that I actually agree with her, but I'm not a big fan of her. She agrees politically with things that would have us be no longer existing. So I don't agree with her politics, but I agree with what she said there. It's basically a big, I mean, we have free speech for a reason. You don't have to agree with what he said. I feel like there's a lot of these groups that are jumping on this bandwagon because I think they feel like there's an outrage about it and they're trying to read between the lines. I mean, I'm not going to speak for them personally, but like, what was it? Who was it that was saying? Oh, NPR wrote that says it sounds like Chappelle is using white privilege to excuse his transphobia and homophobia. Wait, Dave Chappelle has white privilege now? Like, I mean, come on.
I mean, he got access than any of us on this live line. So maybe a little bit of white privilege, not a whole lot. I mean, he can get in the clubs that we can't. I'm just saying.
Oh man.
Yeah, but like even you know, I feel like they're, like I said, I feel like they've just gotten a little snippet and may not, like they have somebody who watched the show and came back and reported to them about what got said. And that's what they're putting their statements out about. Now, I don't know that for sure, but that's just what that feels like to me. Because even at the end there, he says, I am never telling another joke about you until I'm sure we are both laughing together. So I feel like he's saying this stuff to say that, you know, look, I'm having this conversation with you because I want to understand and I want to make sure that you understand. I don't hate you. I don't fear you. I realize that a lot of you aren't laughing with me. And because of that, I feel like it's not fair to me to continue telling you jokes until you are.
Well, you know, I think that's him being very, very considerate of feelings, and he shouldn't be. Because they have beat him down to the point where he kind of feels bad about something that he should not feel bad about. He's a comedian. And also comedians over centuries have told jokes that everybody's not going to laugh at. People hate to be put on a spotlight. People hate to be the honest truth. They don't want to hear that sometimes. And it may not be their truth. It may just be the truth of the person that understands on their level. So you respect that, because me being, and I say this all the time, I'm a gay man. I am what they call a fag hag. I hang around gay men all of the time. I am a gay man. I love men too. I'm crazy about them too. So in that community, and the gay community in particular, there are some shade being thrown, okay?
Oh, yeah.
We can go back and forth. I mean, it can get ruthless with the shade. So Dave Chappelle, what he's saying is very minor to what
Yeah.
I have literally heard in the gay community where people say to each other. So it just baffles me that people are taking this to that extreme. And it made more sense when Sean said, it's not the real LGBTQ community, it's these internet thugs. I call them internet thugs. It's these people behind the scenes that really don't understand and just want to hype something up and make something bigger than what it is. I just want to say, I support Dave Chappelle. I have always supported him. And I want him to continue to be the great and phenomenal comedian that he is, and take no prisoners. Say how you feel, do what you feel, live how you want to live, because guess what? The same people that's throwing stones, they are hiding their hands. Okay. And we are out here making the worst jokes ever. And we're saying the worst things ever. And then we're pointing the finger at somebody else that does the same thing. And they're literally doing it to make us laugh, but we are doing it and we're being cruel about it.
Yeah.
So he should be an unapologetic comedian. I consider Dave Chappelle a historian, comical human being.
Yeah,
right.
That's why I put him in the top 5.
Yeah, like I said, he's not my kind of comedian. He's just, I don't know. I've just never resonated with a lot of what he said, and I'll admit I haven't watched a lot of his specials. I watched this one from beginning to end because I knew about this coming up. But I don't know. I'm more of a what's his name? I'm an Eddie Izzard fan. I'm a big Eddie Izzard fan. She's in my top. I messed it up. She's in my top 5. So I mean, I agree with this whole thing where as far as like teaching people to be allies to the transgender community by saying like people who are not transgender, they introduce themselves like, if it's Star, you would introduce yourself by saying, "Hi, I'm Star. My pronouns, I'm assuming right now, I'm sorry, are she, her. What are yours?" That's a great, I fully encourage people doing that, because that's a great way to be an ally and not make it seem like, okay, well, hi, my name's Derek. I'm he, they, and I'm just outing myself now as a trans person. It's, and that's a scary thing because it can mean our lives by outing ourselves as a trans person. But also, we don't want to be the trans person. We want to be seen as a human being, not necessarily gender that we see ourselves as and know ourselves to be. It's just we're having a human experience that may be different from somebody else's. But I've seen more and more now that people who are not transgender are starting to do this thing where they put their pronouns in their bios, or like in their Zoom meetings, or even when they're introducing themselves. And I fully support that, and I like seeing that. I don't agree so much with this idea of just because we're trans means that we are always going to have the higher moral high ground on all trans issues or all trans things. I don't think that's true. Like I said, he told some jokes. It didn't resonate with everybody. That's going to happen. I don't feel what he said was transphobic. Yeah, were there some stereotypes in there? Well, yeah, I mean, it's a comedy special. I mean, that's kind of a go-to when you want to tell a joke so that everybody can be a part of the joke and understand, instead of having to be like, wait, I didn't hear that story, even though it was a viral sensation or a viral meme or whatever. I didn't see that, so I have no idea what this joke's about.
Yeah, I got one other thing to add to that. I think in the grand scheme of things, when it boils down to it, the person or persons or the entity that gets hurt the most in these kind of situations is the company itself, and that is Netflix. I don't see myself unsubscribing from Netflix anytime soon until I am given a reason to unsubscribe to Netflix. But I was talking to Roland the other day about this situation, and there is still content on Netflix that I feel is more offensive and more graphic than Dave Chappelle's The Closer.
Thank you.
And
That's a very good point.
somebody said this on a radio show hours after I made this post on Facebook. And the post I put out there on Facebook says they want Dave Chappelle, The Closer, to be removed, but yet Cuties is still on Netflix though. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
One second,
now, for those that don't know what
headphones
Cuties
are going
is,
out.
What's that?
My headphones are starting to go out. I got to switch. Just give me just a second.
Okay. That's Derek, ladies and gentlemen, right here on the Beat Break Morning Show, who is weighing in on the Dave Chappelle controversy with the LGBTQ community and Netflix from his latest comedy special called The Closer. And now we're switching gears for one moment before we close out. In regards to Netflix, today's topic is Netflix and chill out. Chill out. As I was saying, there's a film. I was about to say show, but it's more so of a film. It's a film called Cuties, and it's currently on Netflix. To give you a brief synopsis of what Cuties is, it's about a young girl, an 11-year-old girl, raised in a culture environment, from Islam. She's raised as a Muslim, but she's also an outsider. And when she goes to school, she gets picked on by a group of girls that she ends up befriending with. And she decides, along with her so-called friends, they decide to form a dance team for a competition. However, the young 11-year-old girl in the film starts looking at videos, starts looking at graphic images of women twerking in provocative clothing. And not to give away the entire film, nor I'm not advocating for anybody to go see the film, but the film shows this 11-year-old girl and the other young girls in the movie twerking and doing all kinds of sexual provocative things in the film. Not to the extent where the girls are like having sex or anything, but they're doing the same kind of things that music video vixens would do in a music video, basically.
Wow.
And they also have provocative clothing in the movie as well. Now, to be fair, because I know people are going to ask me, well, Sean, did you watch the entire film? Yes, I did. I had to, not for entertainment purposes, but for observation, because I want to be able to back up what I'm saying before coming on this broadcast. I did watch the entire movie from beginning to end, and there is a message there. However, I feel like the makers of the movie could have done it a different way. That's just me. It's still some stuff that is offensive that I can see people saying, yeah, this movie needs to be removed. Because I never seen anything like, I'm a movie fanatic, a movie bug, and I've never seen no kind of movie like that in my entire life. I'm 37. I never seen it.
Question with that movie that you're mentioning, they have children being actresses and everything, and actors.
Right, they were actors.
Was that actress that was viewing this first? Did you research that actress? If you haven't, it's okay. It's gonna lead to something else. Reason why I'm asking that is that a real child? Because if that real child is viewing this, and I know the purpose of the movie, the way you explained it very well and whatnot, about how they looking at Dave Chappelle doing what he did, I'm like, are you gonna let a child be an example of what to look at to show what's going on in society right now. A real child, not an adult playing a child, a real child, 11-year-old, seeing this, knowing that our quote on society has videos. When I'm going by what Shauna said, has videos out there. I'm not going to mention any artist names or anything, but you should get an idea. Look at a child, not a teenager, a child looking at these type of videos and getting a view of what society is out there doing as entertainment. And he or she, it could be a guy too, a little boy, looking at, wow, I'm looking at this type of entertainment. Looks like they're having fun. Do I want to get into this at a child's age and whatnot? Because being a former educator, being a former teacher, I say a third of my students back in those days, early 2000, they basically wanted to be rappers. And I'm like, why you want to be a rapper? It's not even a guarantee. And then, okay, spit me some lyrics. They couldn't really do it because they like their particular entertainer that they see on TV. So you're looking at somebody on TV that looks fun, looks like they're making a lot of money, but it's training their mind into like, I want to do something like this. It gets you thinking, what are we really showing kids and whatnot? What, even when as a regular adult like myself and whatnot, and I have a son, I wouldn't be looking at those type of shows in front of him to get him thinking like, I want to do something like that when I get older. You give him age appropriate stuff to learn from, to see what he or she is going to think about. So I'm amazed. I was just wondering about that.
Okay, so the young lady who plays the main actress, the main character in the movie, from doing the quick research that I did just now, she's 15 years of age.
Okay.
But she plays an 11-year-old in the film. Whether you do the research or not, this kind of content is available to everybody. So there's a grown man who has a subscription to Netflix. And all he has to do is type in cuties. There's no disclaimer, there's no type of message that pops up saying, hey, you must be in your right mind to watch this type of content. There's no disclaimer. This is easy access to watch this kind of film. A grown man could watch it and unfortunately get aroused by it. Like, forget the message. Yeah, the message is there with what happened at the end, which I'm not going to give away if you choose to watch it. Not advocating that you should watch it. But from what I seen in the film, it was very disturbing. Very disturbing.
Wow.
Something I would never, ever go back and watch again.
You're definitely not promoting this.
No.
You're not promoting this.
No.
Yeah, I've actually watched a couple other comedians, and by the way, Cuties is still on Netflix. I was just checking.
It is, yeah.
No protest.
Right. There was one specifically that I remember. I don't remember who it was specifically, but I remember watching it, and they made very transphobic comments in there. I mean, it was a very unknown comic. I just clicked on because there's a little preview of it was actually a funny joke. But when I got into it 5 minutes in, I was like, this is not my kind of comedy, and I just left. But it was very transphobic, and they have stuff like that all over the place. I mean, like they have a whole series called Bonding that's all about the BDSM community. So like, I mean, it's a funny show, but I mean, it seems like they kind of pick can choose what to remove. Like they used to have Song of the South on there. It doesn't look like it's on there anymore, but Song of the South used to be on there.
I have to say this to me and about what we're talking about with the Dave Chappelle, the closer. My thing is this, and I'm just gonna leave it as it is and whatnot. I'll say these two main reasons why a lot of that stuff is going on. I'll say 90% who are against Dave Chappelle on the show, 90% of them did not see the whole show. That's the main one. That's the main reason. Second, leads to social media saying all this stuff. So it's basically their followers. Okay, the key thing is they're following wherever a big mass is saying, and you part of that group, you're gonna follow what they're saying without even viewing why they disliking that particular show. Those are the two main reasons, in my opinion, why everything is going on with that. Because it don't make any sense. It's like, okay, it's just my opinion. I'm just putting this out. Going back to 2016, a presidential election. It was Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump at the time going for the presidential, being that. Okay. About 7 days, 2 weeks to 7 days before the actual election, Trump put out a rumor about the emails about Hillary Clinton. All right, put out, I don't know if some people remember, but there was a big rumor about Hillary Clinton having millions of emails dealing with Russia. Nobody in Congress has said anything. All they're saying is a rumor. We're investigating, but it's nothing big or anything. But Trump made it bigger than what it's supposed to be. And you should fear Hillary Clinton. And that's how he basically won. He put fear into the election that if you don't vote for me, this is what you're going to have, thinking we're going to go into some type of war. And after the election and everything, and about 2 or 3 months later, there was no really emails, anything about it. So we got Trump. Okay, now going to the president, what we're talking about with the topic. You're going on fear of what someone has said, a few people going into saying Dave Chappelle as a closer is just this and that against the homophobic community. I mean, you're not investigating. You go on what someone has said instead of investigating. That's what I said, that 90% didn't look at the whole show. And then what some folks said on the internet, social media, they're like, oh, I'm going to follow because I've seen a lot of numbers keep going up of my community going out.
Wow.
It's ridiculous.
All I can say is this. This is nothing new when it comes to coming after or boycotting a TV special, a TV show, a movie, and so forth and so forth. Let's not forget, ladies and gentlemen, remember, once upon a time, there was a network called UPN, United Paramount Network, or us in the Black community call it, you pick a you pick a ninja. There was a show once upon a time called The Secret Diary of Desmond Pfeiffer, which only lasted for only one season with a couple of episodes. Offended a lot of people, especially Black organizations and Black people in the community, which the show was about a house Negro slave played by Chief McBride. And at that time, it was Abraham Lincoln that was president of the United States, speaking of political office. And they made a parody, they made light, basically, from the days of slavery. So I never watched the show. Honestly, I didn't know that the show existed until years later. And I went back and I watched it on YouTube, and I was like, could have had a better writer on there.
Could have been
Could have had
Sean
a better
Garvey, the
writer.
writer. Could have been Sean Garvey, the
Yeah,
writer.
Derek knows I'm a screenwriter. Derek knows. But I think it's important, though, going back to what I said earlier, don't throw the baby out there with the bathwater. I would say this when it comes to consuming content. Look more further into the content before jumping to any conclusions. What is it really telling me? What is it really conveying? What is it saying to me? We're all emotional people, of course, because we react to things that we do not understand. But that's why God gave us a brain to think.
Yep.
You got to use critical thinking in these type of moments.
I don't really teach that much anymore.
Critical thinking?
Yeah, that was a class I had to take in college. Critical thinking.
Same here. Same here.
And my niece is in high school right now, and she's never had to take that.
Wow.
She's taking trigonometry.
Yeah.
Never take
A requirement. Making it a requirement.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But when I was in school, they taught us critical thinking, but it wasn't a course though. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. But I will say this though, the closer was definitely a classroom within itself.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey. So I mean, I don't know where we go from here. Like, how does the comic community feel? They feel like, oh, I might get censored if I go on stage and say this.
Yeah.
I wonder how the comedian. We got to have a bunch of comedians come on the morning show next time, Roland and Star and Derek, and get their take. You know, we won't really dwell so much into Dave Chappelle because this is bigger than Dave Chappelle.
It is.
We're in a cancel culture society.
Yeah, the best part is though, we're having this conversation. Would we have had this conversation otherwise? Nope.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm gonna leave it like that, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, more closer, less cuties. More closer, less cuties.
I agree.
I'm just gonna leave it at that. All right. But there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, right here on the Beat Break Morning Show, the Beat Break Podcast. Man, this has been a great show.
Mm-hmm.
This has been a great show. One of the best shows I've ever been a part of. Absolutely. Yes. Derek in the building, ladies and gentlemen. And Derek, as I was telling Dominique earlier, I do have a major announcement that I will be making real soon right here on the Beat Break Morning Show, in which you are a part of. I will let people know what that announcement is in a few days, but some people got wind of it. I promoted it on social media. Of course, I'm working on a few other projects outside of the morning show. You know, the what they refer me as the hardest working man in radio, the architect now. Yeah, I'm working on other things outside of media to keep myself busy. Yeah, man. So, yeah. But in the meantime, between time, Derek, what else you got going on, man? What you got going on right now?
Well, just lots of auditions. I just actually finished up a play for She Kills Monsters, so I'm actually in between projects at the moment. But I've got several projects in Atlanta, Austin. I'm actually getting ready to move to Austin right now. In January, I'll be moving to Austin to help further my acting career.
Awesome.
Dope. Okay. Congrats on that.
Yes.
Congrats on that. Absolutely. And where can people follow you at on social media?
It's at Derek Zakari, DerekZakari. It's on. I got a TikTok, but I haven't done much with it yet because it's still in pre-production. I'm working on a project that's based on my life of being queer and disabled, but being older. And so I just have to figure out how I'm going to do that and write it and everything. But yeah, I'm on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all is on at Derek Zakari.
All right. Well, there you have it. Well, Derek, thank you so much for just taking time out of your busy schedule to be with us right here on the Beat Break Morning Show and on the Beat Break Podcast, man. You definitely dropped some jewels. You definitely.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm
Right.
sure you were expecting me to come on here and just blast them and stuff like that. But after watching,
I was. You know what? I thought that you had some strong opinions about the special. I was like, Derek must got some strong opinions about it because I don't know. Like, I know people who have had strong opinions about it, about the Dave Chappelle special, but you came out the gate swinging. Like, you surprised me.
yeah, I mean, like, and I'm sure I'll catch flack for that. But I mean, honestly, it comes down to freedom of speech, I feel like. And if I mean, I agree with like what people are saying in the protest. I just don't think they're protesting about the right thing.
Right.
Right.
Exactly. Like they're
Right.
protesting about the special and what Dave Chappelle said in the special. But like I said, I feel like it all boils down to these little clippets and snippets, like, like they do in a lot of big companies. They have one person go watch the special and report back, and they are getting what that person said and not actually ingesting the content themselves, I suspect. And like you said, they're just getting little pieces here and there, not the whole thing. So they're not seeing the entire special in its entirety, which is what Dave Chappelle said himself.
Exactly.
Absolutely, man. All right. Well, thank you so much, Derek. You are welcome anytime back on the Beat Break Morning Show, the Beat Break Podcast, man. And we're definitely going to support all of your projects, including this upcoming project that I will let people know in a couple of days, man. So thank you so much.
To it. Thanks for having me.
right.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
DJ Rollum and
Was
Star, where can
great.
people follow you? Yes, indeed. Where can they follow you at, DJ Rollum?
Miss La Star Kels can go first.
Oh,
she
ladies
can
first. Ladies first.
Yeah, ladies first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, you guys, you know that you can follow me at She Talk Atlanta on Instagram and Facebook. And all of you guys that are inquiring about real estate, because y'all know I'm deep in the real estate game. You can follow me at Real Estate is Life Atlanta on Instagram and Facebook as well.
All right.
All
And
right.
you know,
Yeah, you go ahead. No, you go.
Okay.
No, you go. No, you go ahead.
yeah, I got it. All right. Always follow me at DJ Rollem, DJ ROLLEM on Twitter and Instagram, and DJ Rollem Townsend on Facebook. Now, I said this a little, I think I said this off the air. Once we conversate on Facebook, DM wise, for business purposes only, make sure that when you become friends with me, check out the history of DJ Rollem, so you won't keep asking me questions that the pictures can actually answer them for you.
See, DJ Rollem can be in a great mood and still have an attitude at the same time. I love it. I love it. I'm here for it. All right, you all know where to follow me, Sean Garvey ATL, Twitter, Instagram, and Sean Garvey on Facebook. And before we go into the caffeine and energy drink mix by our very own DJ Rollem, kudos to you, my brother, for putting together that Nas and Lauryn Hill joint. Man, I love it. I love it. But I am waiting to hear this song that Star's been talking about for the longest, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Spitting Bars.
So lit.
Man.
We didn't get it on the last episode, but we're gonna get it on this morning.
Did anybody pre-hear it? DJ Rollem. I don't even want.
I was shocked. I'm like, what?
Told y'all we should have did a bet. Dang it.
Man, totally shocked. I mean, I'm not surprised. I'm more shocked how it was delivered. I'm not surprised he couldn't do it. It was just how it was delivered and everything.
Man, he lit. He is on fire.
Man.
Okay.
I can't
Well,
wait
I'm gonna
for
and
Sean to
see.
hear it. Sean, you haven't
I'm
heard
gonna
it
hear
yet?
it. I'm gonna hear
Oh
it.
my
I'm
God.
gonna hear it. I'm gonna hear it during the mix. And then when we come back on to do Cougar season for the next Beat Break Morning Show episode, we're gonna see if I'm gonna give Dwayne The Rock Johnson the Sean Garvey mic drop rant or not. We're gonna see. We're gonna see if wrestlers turn actors. Let me put it to you that way. We're gonna see if wrestlers turn actors need to keep their day job. We're gonna see.
Or wrestlers turn rappers. He broke the mold.
All I gotta say is this: I'm a wrestling fan and whatnot. I've been there for several years, and I can definitely talk about who is in and who should not.
I want to bet with Sean. Sean, we need to do a bet right now before you hear this song.
Star, you already got money. Living in that high-rise apartment, you already got money.
Let's
We
bet.
ain't placing no bet.
Sean, come on, man. Look, let's do a bet. It don't have to include money, man. Let's do something.
Okay, I bet you. If I win,
Okay.
you have to eat a lifetime supply of pickles. You have to put a lot of pickles in your mouth.
Yeah. Whole pickle. Whole pickles.
That's fine.
Not cut up ones, not the ones that go on burgers. Talking about them big, long.
Better yet, on the next Beat Break Morning Show episode, you have to give us a demonstration.
That's fine. And if I win,
If you win, if Star wins,
if Star wins, Sean has to do the same thing.
No, popsicles. He has popsicles. He can do the popsicles.
No, pickles.
No pickles. No.
Hey, stay out of this, DJ Roland. Stay out of it.
I'm trying to hold you back, man.
man, he said popsicle, Star. I mean, he said
I don't care what he said. This I bet. Pickles.
No. What about peaches? Let's keep it in the P category. What about peaches?
Yeah.
What about pickles?
No, peaches.
Nah, well then I will
What's
do
that
peaches.
famous saying from Face Off? Peaches. I love
Okay, well then
peaches.
we both will do peaches.
Who?
I'll do peaches too.
No.
Let her both do pickles and peaches all at the same time.
That's fine as long as you going through pickles and peaches too.
Man, this is gonna be one hell of an orgy, man. You know what? And you know what? You're gonna be doing that at the right time too, because we're gonna have Lady V and her husband on the morning show when we do Cougar season. And you know, they are in an open relationship. So, you know.
Oh, it's gonna be lit.
Oh yeah.
I'm open relationship like Monique's.
Monique who?
I think it's
the comedian?
No,
yeah, the
Monique that works at
comedian.
the mall.
She has an open relationship. Who's open to be open with that?
She said it.
I do. I'm polyamorous myself.
But I'm talking about her who's open to be open with that?
You'd be surprised a lot of people actually are.
Mm.
Are you just wondering who her partners are?
Yeah, like who?
Wait a minute, Derek, you about to name drop? And are you about to name drop Derek?
Do you know?
Myself.
Wait, who
Is
you
it you,
said Will?
Derek?
Is it Will?
Ironically, the first movie I ever did was Monique's movie, The Reading.
So it is you, Derek.
I thought he was gonna say Will and Jada.
Sounds like Derek to me.
That's one hell of an entanglement right there.
Got
Right?
that daggone right.
Derek, Will, and Jada, and Monique. Damn. That's crazy.
Damn.
California
Derek,
king
Will.
size. California king size. Okay, all right.
All right, y'all. It's the Beat Break Morning Show. Stay tuned for the caffeine and energy drink mix coming up with DJ Roland. Y'all keep it live.